Good morning, Dietrich here again, and welcome to my Cochlear Implant journey, part 4, the activation. I'm actually completely deaf right now, so it's difficult for me to gauge the volume of my voice by just the vibration in my throat, so I hope I'm not yelling at you. It's only been 2 weeks since my surgery, but waiting for activation feels longer than waiting the 2 months for my operation. The healing process was pretty smooth. After about the first week, I didn't have any pain and things felt more solid in my head. Less fluid moving around and less hearing artifacts like pops, chirps, squeaks, whistles, and some tinnitus that I was initially experiencing. So my activation appointment is actually in 2 days. But first things first, let's go pick up my mom from the airport and bring her back for a quick chat before I get my bionic ears. Follow me. So I'm approaching the terminal right now. She should be just right up ahead. There she is. There's your flag.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Great. Well, we'll go to Trader Joe's and pick up some groceries and then head back to the apartment.
Sounds good.
Okay. We'll see you back there.
Okay.
So this is my mom, Joellen. Thanks for coming out to be with me at the activation session.
My pleasure.
So I just have a couple of questions for you like I did for Dad.
Sure.
Before the big date on Friday.
Yeah, we're excited.
So first of all, I know you've said that it's been hard for you to see me struggle with hearing loss for all my life. So how do you feel about my decision to get bilateral cochlear implants?
And so it was a bit of a whirlwind right at first, and I did a lot of research then myself just to come up to speed to your decision, and of course I support you 100%.
Uh-huh. And so you weren't here for the operation, and you had to rely on updates from Dad about my condition. Did you have any concerns while I was in surgery and recovering?
I was pretty much of a basket case. So that morning I could not sit still. I cleaned my whole house. And Dad was really good about sending me information when the OR nurse would call out to him and passing that along. So it was good. And I was so relieved once you got out of surgery.
Yeah. So I think you're probably as excited as I am to find out what my new hearing will be like after activation. But what are your expectations for what I might experience at first?
Well, I think and I hope that you have realistic expectations that it's not going to sound like normal hearing. I don't know what it's going to sound like for you, but from watching some YouTubes of cochlear activation, it sounds like robotic or some different ways of hearing. And what I understand is that your brain has to retrain how you hear. So I think having realistic expectations would be good.
Yeah. Great. Well, we'll set up your bed and get some rest, and then we'll go for a nice hike tomorrow morning in the Roxborough State Park.
Sounds great.
Before my activation appointment on Friday.
Wonderful.
Great.
Thanks,
well, thank
Dietrich.
you. Good morning. So today is the day of my activation, and it also happens to be the Good Friday before Easter. Sometimes the coincidences are just too real to ignore. Obviously, I'm trying to keep my expectations as realistic as possible, but in a couple hours we're about to find out if I've been touched by Jesus and healed. Here's to hoping and praying. Also, I'm bringing a few of my Lebkuchenherz cookies to give to my hearing team at Denver Ear and the surgical team at Swedish. So I'll see you at the audiologist's office. Hi, so we're at the audiologist's office. This is Stacy, my audiologist, and my mom, who you've already met. And we're about to do my activation session. Really excited.
Very excited. Okay. How have you been getting along?
Pretty good.
Good.
Lip reading a lot.
Good.
And then I have an app called AVA, which is a speech-to-text converter.
Huh.
So my dad was using that with me a lot too.
AVA? How do you spell it?
AVA, A-V-A.
You excited?
Yeah.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts? Just excited to...
Oh, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what my expectations are.
That's
and
right.
just, based on what I've seen in other people's activation videos and stuff, that I'm prepared for whatever
Great.
the new experience will be.
Good. Okay. We're going to start.
Yeah.
The first thing is I want to take a look at the internal electrode. We'll look at all 22 of those, and they should be nice and green. Okay? Green is good. And Joellen, any questions you have, just ask.
Okay.
This is always fun to kind of find where does it go. There we go.
I was trying to figure out where my magnets
I
are
know.
located.
Some
My refrigerator magnets wouldn't stick. They were repelling.
That's really funny. Okay, so next we're going to start with the mapping. I am going to play some beeps. It may be a while until you hear them.
Uh-huh.
When you hear them, let me know.
Okay.
Then we're going to make those beeps louder, and I want to make them comfortably loud. So you'll
Comfortably loud.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so you'll just follow along with your finger and let me know how it sounds.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to start with like the high frequency or the
Low.
low frequency?
Mhm.
Okay. I want to say this like barely, I'm not sure.
How many beeps did you hear?
Like beep, beep, beep.
Good. Good.
But it wasn't like a beep, it was just a feeling,
Yes.
sensation.
Okay. Now we're going to get louder.
Okay.
Okay. Too loud?
It's getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the green is that first level you heard,
Oh,
very soft. And the red is that high level that was loud. And in between that's the range of where the sound is going to come out.
uh-huh.
And that looks great. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the beginning and do it again.
For a different frequency.
Exactly.
So I've heard that implants they tend to sound a little bit higher pitched than natural hearing.
Yes. Especially with the higher pitches being where your hearing loss was the greatest for so long.
Probably won't.
Okay. I'm going to turn it on. Some people will say you're just going to hear noise. Could be static. We could sound like aliens.
I could hear noise, it might just be static.
Yes.
Like
Or-
wind noise or folks from speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's too loud, let me know.
Okay.
When I turn it on, I'm going to say the days of the week.
When you turn on, you're gonna say this.
Days of the week. Monday.
Oh, the days of the week. Okay.
Exactly. Okay?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Do you want me to hold it over here?
What's that?
Do you want me
Oh,
to
no.
hold it?
Wow, that's too loud.
Mhm.
Pretty staticky.
Okay. Let's turn it down.
Is it going to be difficult to be able to distinguish between two people's voices?
Probably for at first.
Okay.
And all voices may sound the same. I've turned it down. Let's try it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Joellen, how much longer will you be in town for?
How much longer will it be in town for?
Just until Saturday.
Just
Tomorrow.
until- I should probably not. We're
No, you're okay.
He's so
Cheater.
He's so good.
He's so good at it. January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
In July.
Good. No cheating there. Is my voice too loud? Is it too soft?
No, it's actually, well, it's really high.
Really high pitched.
High pitched.
Yep.
And like borderline too loud, but I have the difficulty like making it out.
Sure. And the clarity is going to take a while
Okay.
to get to. So let's make sure that we're at a comfortable level for you to wear this all day, every day, until I see you back in a couple weeks and we can turn things up. What are your thoughts compared to what you thought it would sound like?
It'll take some getting used to.
Definitely.
Definitely. Especially even my own voice.
Yes. Yes.
But it's pretty clear.
Good.
So it's I would say it's at least what I expected.
Good.
You know, I couldn't obviously like expect or know exactly what it was going to sound like, but I think it's a good quality.
Great. Yay. Are you a singer?
Yes, it's still. Yes.
He's a rap singer.
Is he? Really?
He writes rap songs.
You write raps?
A what?
Write rap music?
Yeah, I'll let you listen to it.
That's really
That's
cool,
nice.
Dietrich.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna make a music video and include it as part of my Cochlear Implant journey.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I was expecting more like piano keys,
Piano keys.
but it's higher than piano keys. That's too loud.
August, September. How's my voice sounding, Dietrich?
The sibilants, the S parts of the words sound too high.
Too high. Okay.
Yeah.
Now if I say she sells seashells down by the seashore, a lot of sibilants in that sentence. Is that comfortable or?
Well, my voice sounds pretty loud. Yours
Let me turn
is
everything.
still, I think it's still a little too loud.
Yeah, let's just keep turning things a little bit down until they're comfortable.
Okay.
Let's put both on.
Okay. That'll be
Okay?
exciting.
Go ahead and put that one on too. Again, they will not work on the wrong ear. How are you hearing now with both of them on?
It's different. Yeah. I'd say that they're pretty even.
Good, good. It's going to be a whole new world of sound for you.
Whole new world of sound for me. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. I want you to be able to turn things down if it's too much. I'd rather you turn them down than take them off.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I want to know, Dietrich, if you have any plans for the weekend.
Well, it's Friday today, so Saturday I'm gonna drop into capoeira, my martial arts school, and just show them my new gear. I won't be doing any cartwheels yet.
That's good. No backflips.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you heard me and understood me with your eyes closed.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah.
When you were talking to my mom, I couldn't make out what you were saying, and I noticed a little bit more clarity when you raised your voice.
Good. Okay. You want to talk to him now that he's hearing out of both ears? Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. When we went on our hike yesterday,
You went on a hike yesterday,
and I stopped to listen to a bird,
and you stopped to listen to a bird,
and I knew you couldn't hear it, and
and you knew I couldn't hear it.
right. And I was so excited that after today you'll be able to hear the birds singing.
And you were excited that I would be
able to
hear the birds singing.
Yes, and the wind in the trees.
And the wind in the trees.
Yes.
Dietrich, that's amazing. I would not expect all that. That is fantastic. This is great. You're doing so much better than I would have even expected today.
Thanks.
You're doing fantastic. That was really great. I would not expect his eyes closed that he would be understanding everything. And that bird is waiting at Roxborough Park for you to go back from here and hear him. Those birds are everywhere. They are so loud. Even when it's dark and I'm walking my dog at 5:30 in the morning, they are so loud. So you open up those windows if you can so you can hear them.
Okay.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets at home?
No. No, I'm a cottage foods producer on my side job, so I can't have animals in the house because I'm still into my kitchen with the city for baking.
You bake?
Yeah.
He bakes? He wraps?
He's a very creative person.
What else? Wow, how did you get that job?
Went
What
from
kind
there.
of cookie is it?
I'll show you. I brought some
It's a German
Lebkuchenherz.
cookie.
Wow.
Schokoladen, Honig, Lebkuchenherz.
How many languages do you speak?
Means chocolate, honey, gingerbread, heart.
Well, how do I find you under Etsy?
I don't sell them online. I can only sell them at festivals and fairs and Oktoberfest because you can't sell across state lines.
Oh, okay.
There's other rules since it's a cottage foods producing business, so I don't pay like state taxes and things like that normal retailers would have to worry about. So it has to be like direct to consumer.
Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is very sweet.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, this is so wonderful. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I'm still using a lot of lip reading to supplement
fine.
what I'm hearing.
That's good. It's only been on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You are a great advocate for cochlear implants.
Oh yeah?
Because you are getting out there, you're in the support, you're in the user group, you're looking to see what's, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And think of how many different technologies you're going to get in your lifetime.
As the upgrades keep progressing.
You got it.
Yeah, I was thinking towards the future when there's more off-the-ear solutions.
That would be
smaller and
smaller. Hopefully will come out with a rechargeable battery and a Bluetooth.
The Kanzo uses disposables.
Yes.
And they only last 2 days.
Yes.
It's so wasteful.
Let me show Mom that version. I like that you're not afraid to show it off.
Uh-huh.
Or to let people...
there was a time when I'd been embarrassed to wear this much gear on my head, but now I'm like, bring it on.
I've had patients, Dietrich, that need implants, but because of the size, they won't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, compared to like when they came out in the 80s, you used to have to wear car battery with you.
You're right.
So
all those wires, it's come a long way, implants. When I first met Dietrich, I couldn't believe what the audiogram revealed because we talked first, and I just thought, I don't even know if he's a candidate. He does so well, but it's the lip readings.
It is lip reading.
Amazing.
It is
actually, with my mom, I haven't even used the Ava speech to text app, just because I can read your lips pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phone clip. Let's connect this at the next appointment.
Okay.
I don't think you'd want to take phone calls right now into your implants, do you?
It's a possibility.
Okay, well, we're going to hook it up.
Yeah. So this, I could have somebody wear it.
Yeah.
Or stick it on a table at a conference.
Exactly. And they can walk pretty far away from you, and their voice is still going directly into your implants.
Oh, wow.
So let's get these charged.
And then I can plug in like a sound. Oh, cool.
You got it. I have some patients that spy on their families. Only two. Only two. And they're about 85, 89. So it's all in good fun.
You open up a whole new world of eavesdropping.
Whoa! What do you think?
Oh. A lot of input.
A lot of stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like she says, probably going to be exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's just so so much. It's like being immersed in sound.
Yeah. A new type of sound.
A new, yeah.
This has been such a wonderful activation. I'm so glad that you are here for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. me
I have
too.
to say, Dietrich, you have hearing. What you are hearing and understanding today is way more than I anticipated. So I'm very impressed. Very impressed with
So what I was hearing today is you were very impressed. I missed like a little part of it.
I was not expecting you to have clarity and understanding today. I would not expect you to close your eyes and be able to repeat the words your mom was saying.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just really great. Nowhere to go but up. It really is.
That's exciting.
This is the perfect way for us all to end our week. More so for you, but it's wonderful for us, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But it's a perfect.
That's probably your favorite part of the job.
Oh, it's the best. Best. And again, phone calls coming through clear to implants is not a normal thing.
Yeah.
Most cochlear implant users use speakerphone.
Oh, really?
So just know that that's something down the road that will become, but very impressed with how well you did today. Okay, I want to give you a hug, Dietrich.
Thank
This
you.
is fantastic.
Thanks, sister.
I'm so glad I get to be your audiologist.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky.
Sure.
Thank you.
Of course.
Good afternoon. So it's been exactly 3 weeks since my activation, and I just wanted to recap with a summary before closing out part 4 of my cochlear implant journey. I'd really like to thank my mom for coming out to be with me at the activation session. Hi, Mom. And so, wow. I was a little bit skeptical of the immediate results, so I wanted to give myself some time before updating you on my progress. I've been back to the audiologist 2 times since my activation, and each time we've increased my range and the number of electrodes that can be activated. After each appointment, I noticed a considerable increase in fidelity and clarity. So you definitely don't start off with the full potential of the processors. I didn't know that. It's a progression that you work on with your audiologist. So don't be too disappointed with the initial results, because it does get better over the course of a few weeks. When I got home that first day, I was actually pretty queasy from all the auditory stimulation, and I made the mistake of going to a busy pizza restaurant for lunch, and with all the background noise from the music, TVs, kitchen sounds, and conversations, I could hear everything at once and distinguish nothing. It was too overwhelming, so I don't recommend going to a restaurant on your first day of getting activated. So for the first 2 weeks, I was still in a relatively narrow range on my processors, so a lot of sounds were coming in at a similar volume. Obviously, you're set so that sounds can't become any louder than what's comfortable for you, which means that even if you're sitting next to an impact wrench in a tire shop, it's only going to sound comfortably loud to you. On the flip side of that, something that you would expect to be much quieter, such as a cellophane crinkling, sounds almost as loud as an impact wrench. And that makes it a bit difficult to understand speech in those first few weeks, even though the actual volume of somebody's voice isn't a factor like it used to be with hearing aids, because their voice sounds like they're right here, even if they're across the room. And as a matter of fact, these microphones are so sensitive that even before speech started becoming clearer, I immediately noticed that I could hear things I've never heard before. things that I didn't even know made sound. For example, I went on several hearing scavenger hunts at parks nearby, and I could hear children's voices about 80 meters away on the playground, and the sound of the chains squeaking on the swing set. I could hear dogs panting at 20 meters away, and their nails clicking on the pavement as they were walking by. I thought I heard somebody repeatedly honking their horn, but it turned out that it was a large black crow. It was so loud. I can hear things like footsteps on carpet, clothes rustling when people move, and lighter sounds like if I rub my hands together. And I'd never be able to used to hear sounds like that before. And if you wear hearing aids, you're probably familiar with the miserable sound of wind noise, like somebody blowing on a microphone. But it's much better with the processors. Wind noise sounds more like ghost than static, but it still makes things more difficult to hear. But it's a huge improvement over hearing aids. So like anybody who's considering implants, you're probably wondering, but what does it actually sound like? Well, it's hard to describe, but I would say that it's not completely robotic or computerized. There's a natural element, your auditory nerve, and there's a synthetic element, the electrodes. So it's a bionic result. At first, things sound quite a bit higher pitched than normal, with a bit of reverberation and a synthetic tinge to the quality, but I'm finding that things are beginning to sound more natural to my brain now. So music, what does that sound like? Well, take out the bass almost completely and move the rest of the beat up a pitch or two, give the vocals a bit of helium, and accentuate the sibilants. That's how I would describe music through the cochlear implants. You probably are already used to vocals sounding a bit synthesized because everything is auto-tuned these days, but that's another topic. At first it was pretty hollow, but it's getting better and more natural every day. And I'd say it's still enjoyable to listen to music, especially streaming directly to my processors. So it's not quite as full without the bass there. Well, that about wraps it up, I think. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found some way to relate and learn from my journey, and good luck on yours. Since you've been such a good audience, I've got a treat for you in part 5, the Cochlear Implant Rap. It's a short music video written, produced, and performed by me because I was so happy to hear again that I had to let you all know that there's hope. Then in part 6, I'd like to do a quick product review of some of the cochlear implant accessories that you might find useful for safety reasons as well as comfort and convenience. So that's it. Once again, thank you and have a good day.